Alright, what's up, guys? Happy Monday again, and we are here discussing Shysharks, which is very appropriate because, I guess this relates. I'm personally feeling really sleepy today, so I feel like that fits with the Shyshark vibe for the most part. So, and we got some nice chill hop music going on too. So, but welcome. Hope you guys are having a good night. Let's see. So, I might be a little early. I don't see anybody on the other side yet. So, but I guess while we're waiting, that'd be actually really funny if it was a quiet night tonight. Which, if it is, that will be the first time since the stream premiered. So we will see. Okay. But while we're waiting, let's do a quick shout out to tonight's music selection, which is actually really awesome. If anybody needs, oh cool, okay, yeah, no, you guys are here. What's up, guys? Got Howard and Royal Roy. What's up? Yeah, my counter is really weird. It's like I think I'm impatient. Like I have a delay on my end as far as the viewer counter that I see on my end. So, but what's up, guys? It's awesome to see you. I was just talking about tonight's music. I don't know if you've ever seen this channel, but this is a staple for studying or just chilling out. This is chill hop music. It's an awesome channel, and this little raccoon has gotten me through a lot in terms of trying to find some good ambience and something in the background, ranging from if I'm cramming for studying or even through COVID. It's just nice to have this little raccoon was a trooper. So, but I highly recommend this channel. Check it out. Definitely add it to your study playlist. Staples chill hop music is super cool. So, but how's let me get the pictures rolling. How you guys have a good week and good weekend? And I don't know if you missed it at the top of the hour, but hey Anya, what's up? What's up? I was just about to say I'm actually really sleepy today, so which is good. I mean, it's I think it's appropriate for the Shyshark and the Shyshark theme. The Shyshark is a very chill kind of shark, and I think it sets a good mood. So, but and I had a pretty busy day. I am going to be yes. Oh, Howard's art is awesome. I'm gonna talk about it in a second. I was just about to say I'm gonna be officiating my brother's wedding this summer. So I actually went to the courthouse today to submit the petition for that. So I had to try to figure out how that process works, but I got it all locked and loaded and ready to go. So I'm ready to marry marry people. I have that power now, so which is fun. It's the second time I've had it. I used to live in Florida, and apparently Florida, if you just are a resident in Florida, or no, if you're a notary public in Florida, you can marry people. So, but moving on. So yeah, let's take a look at Howard. This is absolutely awesome. Thank you for sending the Natal Shyshark. This is actually a really good pick because I had the puff adder Shyshark, Haploblepharus edwardsii, for tonight's stream, and we didn't talk about a specific species, so I just defaulted to that one. But what's really cool about this species, Natal Shyshark, Haploblepharus kistnasamyi, is that it used to be indistinguishable or considered the same species as the puff adder Shyshark. So I can't find footage on a Natal Shyshark, but it's cool. I have puff adder Shyshark footage ready to go, so we'll be able to kind of review that. And it's still kind of appropriate for the history of the species, which is awesome. So long story short, this is a great pick because it's it's used to be considered the same species. So the stuff I have for tonight, I do have Natal Shyshark stuff tonight, but it's cool to have that and the puff adder stuff as well. So, but anyway, Howard, this is absolutely super cool. My favorite detail is the denticles. That just really brings it out, that texture. I just think that's fantastic. So just think you so much. You've got the classic Shyshark pose. So Shysharks being if they are, I think I'm not 100% certain about why they do this. I think it is because if they feel threatened, they do cover their faces, but I'm not 100% sure about that. So we'll figure that out tonight. But I know they cover their faces. I feel like it is a defensive response, but we'll see. So, but this is why they're called Shysharks, is classic behavior. So that's super cool that it's in your art. I also love like the proportions of the head, because like cat sharks, even though I don't have Shysharks on my coast, I have catsharks. They are in the same. The Shysharks is a kind of cat shark, so it is really cool seeing just like you can tell it's like, and it's also like part of the reason like the puff hatter Shyshark got its name is that the head kind of looks like vipers. Vipers have like the characteristic. Like vipers and adders, they have the characteristic head where the head is bigger than the neck. Like the what do you call those? Like I don't know if those like the sensory pits that vipers had, but the puff hatter Shyshark is named a puff hatter Shyshark because the head is bigger than the body. And again, the Natal Shyshark, this species, used to be indistinguishable or considered the same species as the puff hatter Shyshark. So it's really cool that details in. Actually, like Howard, there's a lot of really cool details in here. So I think it's amazing that details in here, and just like the posturing is perfect, and just thank you so much. And like what's really cool is I've been saving all the art that we've all like submitted, and we all have, and it's really cool seeing. I think at the end of the year or Shark Week, I feel like this might be. I have some plans for Shark Week, so this might be an end of the year thing, but it's going to be really cool. I think we should definitely do a showcase. I'll put something together for the end of the year, because like there's a lot of amazing art like in our streams. I'm saving everything so that we can take a look at the end of the year. So. But thank you so much, Howard, for submitting this. This is fantastic. So, and I think I might keep this as a thumbnail just because there's not a lot of Natal Shyshark images or anything, and like this just looks fantastic. So thank you again. So, yeah. Let me catch up on the comments. So, all right, awesome. So this species, I'm very curious when this was named, because for the Natal Shyshark, there's not a lot of information on it. But again, it used to be considered the same as the puff adder Shyshark. So we'll take a quick look at puff adder Shyshark footage, just to kind of get an idea of like what Shysharks are like and what they do and what their behavior is like. And what's fun is Shysharks are sometimes like South African sharks, and I think it's just the Shysharks. I could be wrong about that, but they do have funny names where it's like the Happy Eddie or the Isaac. Like the Eddies or the Isaacs. Those are the ones that I've heard of for South African cat sharks, and I think there's a couple other sharks that also have these interesting like English names. So I just saw the title for this video. Oh, gotta subscribe to this. Friends for Sharks, Happy Eddie, the most cheerful and wriggly shark in the world. So let's see what this is about. So this is Happy Eddie is the same as the puff adder Shyshark, and he is very wriggly. This is very cute. Oh, he is so wriggly. I wonder what he's doing. If he's, it looks like he's interested in something in this reef area, and he might be hunting for something. So, but one of the many things I love about cat sharks is like this is so atypical from what you think of when you think of shark. This is like a serpentine, bottom-dwelling, like really elegant group that. It doesn't get as much popular attention. I'm going to slow this down a little bit so that we can kind of better see how it moves. So, kind of spend more time with it. But it is really cool. Just like that flowing body and like those cute, soft little fins, like those little rounded fins. Like it's I mean like it's. It's as much a shark as anything else, but there's kind of like this beautiful elegance of cat sharks, especially with the colors too. Cat sharks, for camouflage, more often than not, they do come in these like really beautiful and unique and distinct color patterns. And it's actually kind of amazing that this reminds me of actual snakes, you know, like in terms of like the banding, you know. I just think that's really cool. So it's such a beautiful animal, and I'd be curious about. I don't know too much about the hydrodynamics of cat sharks, but it is interesting seeing like their whole body moves. You know, like again, like a snake, like the whole body is like moving at once, whereas and like moving kind of dramatically at once. Whereas like, you know, more robust like carcharinids or mackerel sharks, you know, the body is more rigid. And like the tail, I mean, like the body, or rather, not well, yeah, rigid. Like, and like the tail does most of the movement, and the body, it still like moves from side to side, but it's not as dramatic as something like these sharks are. So, which is pretty cool. It's cool seeing these differences. So. I also love the, but I think this is where cat sharks get their name. Like the eyes on cat sharks, they're like slits, you know, like. And I don't know how common that is in the shark world, but let's go. We've got a lot of different clips. We'll check out the comments. So it's so squirmy. Yeah. Sorry. My bonnet head background always pops up now and then, so sorry if that kind of pops up. That's just my computer background. Alright, here's another one. This is still the puff-adder Shyshark, just cruising along the seabed. And it is extremely cute. Like, you know, and it's also I love that we're taking time to look at these species, because again, this is just as much a shark as like a white shark, you know, and this highlights how biodiverse sharks are and how many different kinds and like how many different body types there are. Oh my god, it is actually really adorable. I'm starting to wake up. I'm responding to the cuteness. This is an adorable little shark. Oh, he looks like he's hunting for something on the seabed as well. So, oh, and you can kind of see he's doing that buccal pumping. So a lot of sharks that are on the seabed, they actively pump water over their gills. So you can see his gills moving in response to him, like actively, or her, it might be her, actively pumping water. We should definitely replay that because that was completely precious. So he's so small. Oh my gosh. So what's cool about puff-adder Shysharks and the tall Shysharks is I believe their range overlaps. So I believe both are in South African waters. And Natal is named after, I think, is it KwaZulu-Natal? Is a very important area, like as far as like marine science goes, and like a lot of sharks in that area, like a lot of shark activity in that area. So. He's so determined. But I kind of like, by the way, let me go back here. I like this break in the pattern. I wonder why that is. There's on this band in particular, when you look at the body, you know, it's at this position in the back, but then as it goes to the sides of the body, there's this like really sharp break here. You know, like these don't line up, like the side of the body and the back. And I wonder how that evolved. It's just something I noticed, and it's something that I think it's kind of an interesting little pattern, because like you can see it's consistent below the first dorsal and second dorsal, but I wonder what might have happened there. So, but a bunch of puff-adder Shyshark clips, just catching up on the comments. So. Cat sharks are small, soft and squishy, while laniform sharks are rough and tough. Yes. Ooh, this is cool. Roy, it looks like a woebegone without the bushy tassels. Yeah. It's pretty interesting, like, because it's interesting thinking about you know, they're both bottom-dwelling sharks. They both have probably arguably similar camouflage patterns in terms of the banding and the speckling. So. Are these the species you most often find in private aquariums? I don't know. That's a good question, Anya. I actually don't know, because that's a really good question. Let's look that up. I'm actually really curious about that. Sharks in aquarium trade. Because the one I always see, the one that's kind of similar to this, this is probably gonna, it is epaulet sharks. I just saw that in the headline, but that is the one I kind of think of. This species, epaulet shark, but this is a kind of carpet shark. I'm pretty sure epaulets are Haploblepharus, right? Which is like a cousin of wobegons, and who else? Blind sharks, wobegone. Oh, cat shark. Okay, so cat sharks are in aquaria. They're talking about that. Alright, I just kind of clicked on this article on a whim. Let's see if there's anything else. There was a really good resource on shark husbandry, but I think that's more for like public aquariums, and I can't remember the name of it, but freshwater aquarium sharks. Oh no, yeah. Sorry. I remember this as a kid. There's a bunch of bony fish that they call sharks in aquarium, and I have no idea why. That's ridiculous. So, just as a quick glance, home aquaria Wikipedia. You know, like in a pinch, Wikipedia. It's possibly okay, little dipstick. Let's see. Most species of sharks are not suitable for domestic aquaria. I completely agree. I do not support private shark collection personally, but just because it's like it's the same thing as you have to be careful where that species was sourced, like and the damage that causes on a reef in terms of like trying to capture that species. Oh gosh, juvenile nurse sharks, which grow to like 14 feet. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine that. They're not naming species. Yeah, I'm not sure. Sorry for that detour. I'm not sure, Anya, off the top of my head, like what species are in home aquariums. The one I would think is maybe like an epaulet shark, but I'm not 100% sure. So, but for anybody watching, please do not get a shark in an aquarium, in your home aquarium. It's not a good idea. It's a big animal that needs a lot of space, and even if it's a reef shark, please don't do it. So, let's see, not sure, but critically endangered now, especially in the Natal Shyshark. Good call, Howard. Yes, I didn't realize that the puff-adder Shyshark also was endangered. I didn't realize it was that status. So we got to protect Shysharks. Interesting. Roy. The most common shark in private aquaria are coral catsharks. So that actually used to be I had phases when I was a kid as far as like what my favorite shark was, but that actually used to be one of them. And when I was kind of preparing for the puff-adder Shyshark, I brought this book out, which is kind of fun. This is a new one that we've never talked about on the stream before, but this was a book that I personally grew up with, by Andrea and Antonella Ferrari. It's just called Sharks. And it's like, I think it's a 2002 book, but this is also very beat up from life. But I used to like read through this book all the time, and that shark, the coral cat shark, that was I think I did like a school report on it. Like I literally for I think I was in elementary school and I just did like show and tell, and it was like, I did a whole report on this species. So that was kind of fun blast from the past. And then that's the first time I've ever seen what a puff-adder Shyshark was, or any kind of Shyshark was actually through this book. So this was a cool little read, and it's like looking back now, there's some things that may have been outdated or not 100% correct, but as far as the introductory shark book, this is really good. This really like inspired a lot about like how I look at sharks. Or just this was a really happy, like I was really happy to have this when I was a kid. Like this was a really nice thing. So, and cat sharks are separate from Shyshark, right? So that's actually a good question, Anya, because I think Shysharks, and this is a group I don't know very well because we don't have Shysharks in the Western Atlantic, so I don't know this group very well. But I think a Shyshark is a kind of cat shark. But what's interesting is when I was kind of checking the taxonomy in Sharks of the World, I think it actually might have recently been assigned its own family. So let's actually check that really quick. Because there's multiple families of cat sharks, but most of the shallow water ones are in Scalyrhinidae. And there we go. Okay, so this is different. So this is saying this is the Natal Shyshark and Haploblepharus, which is puff adder Shyshark as well. This is saying this is Pentanchidae, which I'm gonna be honest, guys, I have never heard of that family before. Cat sharks might be the group that I'm maybe the least familiar with now that I think about it. Cat sharks and some of the Orlectolobiforms. Those are if I have any gray areas in shark world, it's kind of those maybe. So, which is kind of cool. It's very exciting. That's not right. Let's look this up. Pentanchidae. Again, I have no idea what this is. Oh, actually, let's do fish base. Fish base, not French fish base. Oh, this is not French fish base. Okay. Fish base should have what we need. I don't know if I really am buying this. Deep water cat sharks, but I would not say. Okay, let's see. Let's go on a journey because this shark. Okay, shark classification is a chaotic world. I mean, actually, as far as many animals are concerned, it's probably more stable than a lot of animal groups, but it's still a world of chaos. As far as there's many revisions. It's almost like every year, or at the very least every decade, but every year there's a revision, so of some sort. Just recently, Carcharis taurus, the sand tiger shark, was assigned its own family, Carcharidae. So it was very recently, and I think we covered that on the sand tiger stream, but it was very, very recently given its own family as separate from Odontaspididae. So, and that was literally this year. This is a group that sand tigers are a group I know pretty well, and I'm like, damn, that's new. So let's see. Yeah, let's see what's going on with Pentanchidae, the legend of Pentanchidae. So, let's see. Also, I can't get this out of my head. Speaking of Legend, is anybody a Legend of Zelda fan? And if so, anybody looking forward to the new game? Oh, thanks, Roy. Man, I just saw your comment. It must be the coolest presentation ever. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm gonna star that. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I looked in the Sharks of the World book, and it's likely that is a different type of cat shark. Awesome. All right. Yeah. No, that's really cool. Cause yeah. I wonder what Pentanchidae is. Also, sorry, Legend of Zelda, what's the new one? Tears of the Kingdom is coming out soon, and I'm quite excited for that. It's been a while since I've played a Zelda game, but I'm definitely looking forward to that. Okay, so Pentanchidae is previously in Scalyrhinidae. Externally, they're similar to the cat sharks, but are separated from them by a structure of the cranium, skull, or brain case. The deep-sea cat sharks, Pentanchidae, I don't really like that English naming, but do not have an internal crest over the orbits of the eyes, whereas the cat sharks do. The crest, if present, can usually be felt by running your fingers over the eye orbits. Unfortunately, members of some genera of deep-sea cat sharks, including the largest genus, demon cat sharks, Haploblepharus, are very difficult to tell apart, even for experts. Interesting. So is Aposturus, I know Aposturus, is that really part of this family too? Also, shout out to Aposturus, the demon cat sharks. Aren't these cool? Isn't that just kind of wicked looking? It is so cool. Open image, a new tab. like that just like just that with the name Demon Cat Shark. It's super cool. I think that's a really interesting group. But anyway, let's. Oh, sorry. I was trying to figure out the family. It's really odd to me that this would be in the same. Here we go. In the same family as the Shysharks. That's really, yeah. Pentanchidae says fish base. Da 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 do. I want to see what IUCN Red List says. Fish base is usually right, or almost maybe always right, but I just want to see what IUCN Red List says, just for fun, just to be safe. Pentanchidae. Okay, this is weird. Okay, so demon cat sharks and Shysharks are in the same family. I did not know that. Interesting. Mostly oviparous, but there are a few viviparous that give birth to live young. 8 cases are thick and may or may not have corner tendrils. Hatching may take up to 2 or 3 years, depending on the species. That's so weird. Yeah. I wonder if we could find like a study on why this is in Pentanchidae. That's really interesting. Huh, interesting. Let's see, let's check out the Natal Shysharks fish base. So, I never got really into Zelda, but Tears of the Kingdom looks gorgeous. Yeah, it looks really good. I'm very excited about that. Ooh, how old are cat sharks as a group? That's a good question. So I think, Howard, cat sharks might be the oldest Carcharinus, I think. I don't think they evolved as recently, because I'm pretty sure hammerheads are the youngest taxonomically, or phylogenetically. I feel like that would be phylogenetic. So I'm pretty sure hammerheads are the youngest of Carcharinus, and I think cat sharks are the oldest. So. You know what's kind of funny, and I'm really being terrible. I'm being so terrible about Wikipedia. This is the cheat sheet. This is not the thing that you should be using. But it's like, but I have noticed that Wikipedia does have I have noticed that Wikipedia does have a temporal. Hey, come on. Oh, sorry, I spelled it wrong. Sorry, my apologies. It does have like a temporal range. Yeah, there you go, the temporal range. So it's set, and I don't really see that anywhere else. Let's see what this citation is. Oh, fish base, LOL. Okay. Everything is back to fish base. Okay. Alright, so Wikipedia is saying cat sharks are Upper Jurassic period. Let's look at fish base, because fish base is much more maybe trustworthy, you know. Sclerinidae. Also, we should look up the origin of Sclerinidae, because I believe it is from Scylla, which is a Greek monster. So, okay. So this is cool. I didn't know this. I actually did not know about this feature in fish base, that it has a first fossil record feature. So that's actually really cool. So this is saying that Sclerinidae, the cat sharks, the traditional cat sharks, are Upper Jurassic. Let's look up Pentanchidae again. It has no entry in the first fossil record. But we have our handy little cheat sheet on the left of the screen. So that is over 145 million years ago. So that's pretty cool. Let's look at Carcharindae, like the bull sharks, to kind of see. Can I search for that here? Or okay, maybe I can go backwards. There you go. Aha. No way. Okay, so Carcharindae, like bull sharks and sandbar sharks, is saying first fossil record is lower tertiary, lower Eocene. Wait a minute. That's actually wild if that's true. Like, Actually, no, yeah, that's wild. So that's saying, if I'm getting that right, that's like, so carcharinids are actually kind of recent. Like they are like 56 million years ago, and then cat sharks are 140. I can't even see. 145 or over 145 million years ago. So that is pretty. That's a pretty big divergence. That's amazing. That is actually really cool. I didn't know that Carcharinidae was that young. That's actually really, really cool. Damn. Thanks, Howard. Like, high five, man. Like, actually, wait, where is that? Let me start your comment too, because like that's actually extremely cool. Where is that comment actually? How old are cat sharks as a group? That is awesome, and like I didn't. Like, I never even thought about like exactly what the position was. I never knew that before. So the Jurassic sounds right because they certainly appear primitive to me. Yeah. Hammerheads are the youngest, and the winghead is the oldest of them. Oh, interesting. Let's definitely look up hammerheads now. I'm very curious. How young are hammerheads today? Upper Cretaceous. Fascinating. Upper Cretaceous period. So that is around 66. I forget exactly where, if you split the Cretaceous up, what upper, middle, and lower is, but older than 66. So that's actually really interesting. First fossil record of hammerheads. Really cool. Man, but I agree with you, Howard. I thought hammerheads were definitely the youngest, because it's saying, if Fishbase is right, and it might not be 100% right, but if Fishbase is right, it's saying hammerheads are older than carcharinids, and I don't think that's correct. So, I don't know. That's really interesting. So, I have a cool, there is a really cool study. We might have seen it before. This is it. Okay. We might have seen it before. This is like the coolest thing. It's this like awesome phylogenetic tree that covers not every shark species in the world, but a lot of them. I go back to this. This is probably the study that I have personally just geeked out about the most. This is by Hongyoung Chen and Hirohisa Kishino. Global pattern of phylogenetic species composition of shark and its conservation priority. And I freak out about this because they made this incredible chart. Bayesian phylogenetic tree of 236 shark species estimated from mitochondrial DNA. So this is like the relation of all these different shark species to each other. So if we go into... This thing is awesome. I love looking at this. So this is... Here's the carcharinids. These are all carcharinus. Ceratodes, carcharinus. Okay. Then there's Rhizoperondon. This is a carcharinid too. So this little node right here... Sorry. Right here is carcharinus. And then right here is the... Right here is carcharinidae. And then right here is Sphaenidae. And if I'm reading this correctly, Carcharinidae is older than Sphaenidae. I think, if I'm reading that correctly. Right? Am I reading that correctly? The bar represents the height. No? No, maybe not. I might not be reading that correctly. Never mind. I might not be reading that correctly. It's tricky. Phylogeny is tricky. Yeah, I can see that they're extremely closely related, but this is not showing me like a timeline in terms of like... I was curious if it did have like some kind of time graph on like when they diverged and when hammerheads evolved and when carcharinids evolved, but it's not going to show me that. So we have to put a pin in that. We have to figure that out at some point, because like that's actually, if there's a study that kind of covers that would be extremely cool to see. Just that kind of timeline. So man, but. I thought they were younger than that. I thought so too. You mean hammerheads? I just saw your comment, Howard. Yeah, like I thought they were as well, because I think you're absolutely right that hammerheads are the most recently evolved group, and it makes sense. I mean, in terms of like that makes perfect sense to me when you just even look at a hammerhead, where pretty much a lot of the features of a hammerhead's body plan, it looks extremely similar to Carcharodontidae, like as far as like just the proportions of, I mean, like I know hammerheads are like proportionally larger dorsal fins and smaller pectoral fins, but it looks so similar to like if you like squish the head in, it would look so much like a Carcharodontiid, and like it doesn't seem that far of a stretch for me to think that, you know, in a sea of Carcharodontids, one of them had a genetic mutation, or a few of them had a genetic mutation that created like the cephalofoil, and then that line, was successful, still was fit, and that evolved into a completely new group that became the hammerheads. Like as in hammerheads are like a bizarre offshoot of Carcharodontidae. Like that makes sense to me. So. I've heard that they're Eocene and Oligocene, so that would be really cool, because I think the fish-based thing was saying that Carcharodontids are Eocene, so hammerheads are Oligocene, Eocene. That would make me happy, because that makes sense to me. Like hammerheads being after Carcharodontids would make a lot more sense to me than them being before. So, and fish-based is not perfect, so it might have gotten it kind of wrong. But this is cool to chew over though. This is pretty interesting to think about. So. Where are we? I just want to go on these tangents, and I thought there was a point, like, trying to get back to, oh, we were trying to figure out, that's where we were. We were trying to figure out, the family, Pentanchidae. We were trying to figure out what that whole story was about, like, in terms of, like, when was Pentanchidae described? Let's see. I'm going to cheat one more time with Wikipedia, just to kind of get some kind of framework. And I have noticed, I mean, in life, if I want like a quick and dirty like intro to something, I will check Wikipedia first, probably, and then check the sources, and then that's sort of like a framework of like, okay, this is the thing that may be true, may not be true, let's figure this out. So, and better sources and more detailed sources from there on out. So I think Wikipedia is a good little doorway to things, but that one doesn't really know too much about, but it's not a good final stop. So nothing. Okay. I wonder if there's something. Let's go back to the fish-based thing. I'm just kind of wondering if there might be something in here in terms of like, when was Pentanchidae described? Eschmeyer's Catalog of Fishes. I've never heard of that, actually. What is this? Eschmeyer's Catalog of Fishes? Oh, this is cool. Okay. I don't know what this is yet, but this is really cool. In 2023, there have been 75 new species described. In 2022, there were 305 new species added. The number of valid fish species is about 36,450. That is extremely cool. We feel the most current and most accurate counts of valid species is Eschmeyer's Catalog of Fishes database, one that has been maintained for about 25 years, and which tracks all new taxa and many revisional studies on an almost daily basis. This is really cool. This summary is posted along with new versions of Eschmeyer's Catalog of Fishes at this thing. Alright, this is cool. Wow. It's not going to go to like a history, but this is really cool. Oh man. Okay, so a couple comments. One, I think that's amazing and extremely encouraging for young scientists and new scientists that, there's still new species to be discovered and named, and plenty of them, and even among sharks. I think I might have said this before, but like I feel like every year there is a new shark species described. So this is really cool, and if if you ever wanted to discover a species, it is still possible. There's a non-zero possibility that you can discover a species and name a species. So, which I think is extremely cool. So, the other comment I was going to make, and this is really random, but I just saw it over here. Because when I used to work in the fish lab, Cyprinidae and Cyprinii, these are minnows. This is one of the hardest species, or family of fishes to kind of like classify or review, because they all look so similar and they're so small, and there's so many different kinds, because like so many have evolved and removed bodies of water, like different ponds, different rivers. There's so many different kinds of these. So just fun fact, this is a god-awful like family of fish to classify or review. And if you really want a challenge, like an S tier challenge of like try to name a species, I would say Cyprinidae is a good one to start with. Like they all look the same. So they're very difficult. We complain about Carcharinus, but Cyprinids are really extremely challenging. So fun nerdy fish fact. So, but this is really cool. I didn't realize that this catalog existed. So that's really cool. Just got a weird notification that the stream quality got updated. So can everybody hear me okay? Is everything, is the audio coming in okay? Just leave a quick comment if it's all looking good. So it's probably because I'm Googling too much and like searching too much, and I've already got a bunch of stuff on my bandwidth. So apologies if it affected anything. Let's see. Petanchidae. Main reference fishes the world. I will click on this just to kind of figure this out. A complete guide. Probably don't want to do that actually. It's probably going to be too big. I don't know. We might have to get back to our shark because I didn't realize it was actually 9:40. It's 9:42 already, so we might have to just go back to the species. We'll put a pin in this in terms of like Petanchidae. When did this family get described? When was this a thing? So we'll figure that out later. Okay. Oh, awesome. Yes. All right. Howard, I remember them saying there were 300 or so shark species. Today we were approaching 600. Yes. Like when I think when I was in college, so I graduated 2014. So when I was in college, it was like around the time when I was in college, we were 2010 to 2014. That was like 340 shark species. And like more may have been like discovered during that time period, but I think the pop culture number was somewhere around 340, and then even if you look at this, like let's see what this is. I think they have a summary in this little book, because like the last time I checked officially, and that it's been a couple years, but I thought the official count was 514. But there's a lot of species in the pipeline in terms of validating, are these completely separate? So many genetic studies have been coming out. Let's see, I thought there was... it's not going to give me a final count. Anyway, point being, like, the older shark books that I have, it's really fun to see that, like, in the printed word, and it's in my lifetime, I'm still young. Like in my lifetime there was like 340 shark species discovered, and then literally just like only a few decades, or just like only a few years, like it's ballooned into like what you said, like almost 600. My fun theory, based on nothing but my gut, is that I would love it, and I think it could be possible that there might be 1,000. It's just a fun theory I have, and I don't think that's impossible, just with the genetic studies we've been doing, and then also just there are some, deep water area. I mean, there's so much deep water habitat that we have not seen yet. So, and I'm talking about small sharks. Don't at me if you're talking about megalodons. That's stupid. I'm talking about small sharks, small lantern sharks. Like things like that. So, but I still think there's a lot of species to be named. The biggest thing I would say I think it's between deep water and genetic studies, because the biggest thing is I think there's a lot of species hiding in plain sight that have not been formally separated, but need to be formally separated because they actually don't breed, like they don't mate, like they're actually separate species, but they're treated as one species. So, but yeah, I totally believe 600. I wonder if it is 1,000, maybe. Like when all is said and done, my little dumb submission is like I think you can convince me there's 1,000, you know. So like you can convince me there's 1,000. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It is up to the future generation of scientists to find those sharks and name them. It'll be really, really cool to see what happens. I mean, again, it's really exploded, you know, like in my lifetime, and there's still there's still a lot to learn. So yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting to see what happens with that. So let's go back to some footage. So actually, this is the Natal Shyshark. This is some of the few images. Oh, I forgot that if you click on it, it just shows you the map. This is some of the few images I've been able to get of this species specifically, and this is probably the best one in terms of this blue one. Shoot, keep doing this. Open. No, it's not going to give me the image. Okay. I'll just zoom in. This is probably the best one as far as like having lifelike colors, because this species looks very stressed. You see how it's like very dark. I don't know how much of this is really its natural coloration and how much of this is like, you know, the shark is stressed out, or it might have, you know, died. So I don't know how much of that is affecting the coloration on its body pattern. One thing I am noticing is that it doesn't have that break in the pattern like the puff-adder shyshark has, and that, it could be just that individual and just like the condition. I'm trying to sort of get a good example of that. Oh, actually, it's funny. In this individual, you can kind of see that break, but it's much more subtle than in another individual we saw of puff-adder shysharks. Let me check this little clip really quick. Yeah, see, and that's interesting because that break is a lot more distinct. Like the back is lined up in a certain way, and then the sides, like the band on the back is lined up in a certain way, and the band on the sides is lined up in a different way. Like they're not matching. And then this individual, it looks like it's kind of lined up as like one big broad band. I don't know. I think I might be just overanalyzing it. So, but they do look pretty similar. And it's hard to tell because this Natal Shyshark, again, the coloration is so dark that I just don't know how natural that is. So, yeah, I think those are the only images I can get. There's not a lot known on this particular species. So, but let's check out some more footage while we kind of read up on it from Sharks of the World. So let's see. This is also known, the Natal Shyshark is also known as the Eastern Shyshark or Happy Chappy, which is really funny. The footage we're seeing today is the Puff-adder Shyshark, which is also known as the Happy Eddy. So I love that these sharks are happy sharks, apparently. So, let's see. Formerly, the Natal Shyshark was formerly considered identical to Haploblepharus borzii, which is the Puff-adder Shyshark. It's known from only a few specimens. So again, I tried to find clips of the Natal Shyshark on YouTube, but there's literally none. I can't see, I can't find anything on that. So, and I'm curious when the species was named. So here's the Puff-adder Shyshark, kind of cruising along, or the Happy Eddy. I wonder where these names come from, like the Happy Eddy, there's like the Happy Eddy, the Isaac, now we got Happy Chappy. Like I wonder what the origin of these English names is. Just really funny to me. Ooh, that's a good shot. It's a beautiful shark. This guy's just as wiggly as the other ones that we saw earlier. Oh, this is an interesting little fact. Males mostly like polychaete worms. Females mostly feed on crustaceans. So both are benthic prey items. it's being very cute, just taking a nap on top of a brittle star, which is really funny. And he's again doing buccal pumping, so he's actively pumping water over his gills, which is cool. Many sharks can do that. Oh, that's a cool fact. They have the nictitating membrane. So all sharks in this order, Carcharodontiforms, do have that nictitating membrane to protect their eyes. So it's not. I don't think it's showing it right now, but. And I think that's probably all the clips of the shark in this little piece of footage. So let's check out another one. And I'm just catching up on the comments really quick. Yeah, oh, interesting. It was interesting with the puff adder shark, where the Natal shark was initially thought to be a juvenile puff adder. Interesting. That's a good comment, or a good point on that. And yeah, I agree, Anya. Like that does look pretty dry. Like the specimens we saw, that does look pretty dry to me too. So the banding on Natal is darker than the puff adders. Happy yet timid. So. And Howard couldn't find a video on Natal either. Yeah, I don't think there is one, just in general. So, which makes me, in a weird way, it makes me happy that I pulled up these puff adder videos, because just so we can kind of see what Shysharks are like, and kind of see how they behave. Because we can probably extrapolate that Natal Shyshark is likely maybe going to be fairly similar as far as behavior. So, this is a really good piece of footage, actually. Oh, this is so cool. I think there is a kind of cat shark, or it might be a carpet shark, called the necklace cat shark or the necklace carpet shark. And you can kind of see just how the shark moves, where they get that name. Just that beautiful, elegant, slinky kind of... it's so cool. It's like there's no other group of sharks like this. I just think that's amazing. That this this is another definition of shark. I just think that's really beautiful. And what's also really cool is even when you think of elasmobranchs like sharks and shark skates, rays, and chimeras, there's not really another group like this. This is the most serpentine. I like that this is going backwards. Actually, this footage replay. I kind of like that in a weird way. I'm not doing this, by the way. This is just what the clip is, but I think it's actually really cool that it's doing that, because it's kind of accentuating, like, yeah, it's emphasizing like how the shark moves, and you can get a good shot of like the pattern. So that's really cool. It's so wiggly. Man, let's take another look at that. And let's slow that down just to maximize our time with this guy. Again, I love the eyes, just those like slit-like eyes, the classic cat shark eyes. It's really cool. Very pretty. The only other bit of information on the Natal Shysharks is that they're close and shore to 30 meters on continental shelf, sometimes in surf zone or on rocky reefs. So, and then the egg cases, they lay eggs, or oviparous, but the egg cases are unknown. So, it's another mysterious species. So, I almost knocked over my water. That would have been bad. This might sound a little like poetic, but like the eyes are like gemstones. Like cat sharks are beautiful, and I also love cat sharks. I'm pretty sure every ocean has cat sharks, and it's cool seeing like how each place has its own unique pattern. You know, like this is. I mean, for puff adder shysharks, this is a cool pattern, unique to this particular environment in South Africa. You know, but like, you know, it's an interesting question to wonder, like, you know, for other cat sharks, you know, why have they evolved their patterns? You know, how does that help them? And it's kind of like part of like the local flavor, if you will, in terms of like that pattern is unique to this area. You know, this is kind of like, I just think it's really cool. So. Let's see what else we can see. In this clip, you can see very clearly like the speckling, just how fine that is. So, along with these like beautiful blotches, these like amber blotches, it's really pretty shark. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, by the way, but you know, the shark is called the puff adder shyshark, and like for me personally, I mean, sharks are my number one. They're like I always love sharks. Like there's nothing else like sharks for me. But many degrees removed, I've always been interested in snakes as well. Like not to the point I would ever do like work with snakes or anything, but like I used to really like, I still do. I still think snakes are really fascinating, and especially vipers. I actually really personally do like. I think it actually is Viperidae, literally is the family. I personally really enjoy learning about vipers because I have copperheads where I live, and then cottonmouths in the southern part of Virginia. They're there as well, and I just think they're fascinating. And like the further south you go in the U.S., and then even if you follow that down to like South America, the higher the biodiversity of vipers. So it's really cool. Snakes are cool. So it's nowhere going to be the same as sharks for me, but just fun fact. I think snakes are cool. So Natal Shyshark, Haploblepharus wait, hold on. Haploblepharus kistnasamyi. What does Fishbase say? Haplo means single or simple, blephron means eyelid, referring to the simple structure of the lower eyelid, which closes against the upper eyelid to protect the eye. Aww. Kistnasamyi, in honor of Nat Kistnasamyi, Oceanographic Research Institute, Durban, South Africa, for outstanding efforts in pioneering work in the systematics and taxonomy of the chondrichthyan fauna of southern Africa. Very cool. Okay, so this name comes from a scientist, and the fact that the shark closes its eyes. So, and we haven't seen the actual shyshark posture. Let's look that up really quick so that we don't miss it, because this is our first shyshark episode, so we gotta showcase the posture. Oh, there we go. There's one cute little, you know, hiding his head in his tail. There's another. This one definitely. Oh shoot! I got too excited. This one is definitely a puff adder shyshark. So doing that protective gesture, or protective posture. It's extremely adorable. Let's find one or two more. Oh, this guy's doing it as well. Oh, and he's closing his eye. Oh gosh, these are really cute. So this is actually a great photo, and I could tell from the banding this is a puff adder shyshark. But this is a really great photo showing what Fishbase was talking about as far as the name goes, Haploblepharus. So he's closing his eye. Like, that's a closed eye, and with the tail trying to cover himself. This is really cute. These are adorable sharks. So, okay. I gotta catch up in the comments. Sorry guys, I was just getting really into this. Happy chappies don't like paparazzi. Oh my gosh. We have the ooh, interesting. We have the Massasauga rattler and the timber rattler in Ontario. Awesome. So like, okay, I've never seen timber rattlesnakes. We do have timber rattlesnakes in the mountains of Virginia, but I've never seen it. But the Massasauga. Okay, I've heard of those. I've never seen them anywhere. Like not in not in zoos, not in. I've never seen a Massasauga. That's actually really cool. So, oh, how are you seeing them? Oh man, how was that? Like that's because I saw my first cottonmouth last summer, and I was actively looking for one. I went on a hiking trip and or a camping trip, and I that was one of the biggest things I wanted to see, which was like I purposely went into that area to try to look for that snake, and like I stumbled across one, and I was immediately thrilled, and then also immediately like that's actually terrifying. Like that is actually really. I was a little bit surprised how scary that was. So. Toronto Zoo. Oh my gosh. Man, sorry. I just think this is really cool. Quick poll, by the way, guys. Oh, shoot. The image disappeared. Quick poll. What is cuter? Actually, I'm going to type this out because it's really important. What is cuter? The Port Jackson shark, or the Puff-adder Shyshark? And I'm okay. I don't know how to do official poll, so we're gonna do an informal poll. But like it's a hard pick. And I'm also doing Puff-adder Shyshark because we just had the most images on Puff-adder Shysharks. Because the Natal Shyshark is like kind of a mysterious species. So. Oh, Massasauga is all over Perry Sound. Locals just ignore him. That's really cool. That's really freaky. Roy does not. He cannot betray either shark species as far as the cuteness goes. Anya goes for Shyshark. Howard goes for Shyshark. I think there's 4 people watching actually. So if you're a new viewer, welcome. Please feel free to submit your answer for. Which is cuter, Port Jackson? Actually, I think there is somebody else watching. So just to illustrate what Jackson Shark is, just in case you're new. And also this group is super welcoming. So no like you're more than welcome to comment or ask any questions anytime. So Port Jackson Shark, I mean, he's adorable. You know, he's got these big chubby cheeks, and he like. When fishermen catch Port Jackson sharks, they're like, and then they throw them back, you know, and they're actually doing extremely well. They're least concerned. They are doing extremely well, and they're just kind of fat and happy, and they wedge themselves into reefs. So they're very, very cute. And it's this guy or this guy is the poll. So this is I probably have to answer this too. This is gonna be hard for me. Oh, that's actually really hard. Right. They're both friend shaped. I'm conflicted. Look at the little piggy face. Yeah, this is hard because it's like the Port Jackson shark. You really do want to pinch its cheeks. It's really cute. Isn't it amazing that we're talking about sharks? By the way, like these are sharks. These are sharks. These are bona fide 100% sharks. These are just as much a shark as a white shark or a tiger shark. And like it's the truth that some sharks are adorable. Like they're just very cute. They're chibi. They're really, really cute sharks. Man, that's hard. This is really hard. I might go Port, cause like this is really adorable. This whole behavior of closing the eyes and tucking the tail in for Shysharks. That is actually extremely adorable. I'm gonna maybe be contrarian a little bit, and also this is really difficult. I might go Port Jackson Shark. Just personally, I kind of like the idea that a fisherman is like, all right, and like they throw it over. It's this porker is not going anywhere. So there's something about it I think is kind of endearing, and I don't know. they're honestly, to be perfectly honest, I think they're both equally cute for different reasons. But I will pick Port Jackson Shark. So it's 1-2. But Shysharks need more awareness. That's a good point, Howard. Shysharks are doing more poorly than the Port Jackson Shark. That is a very good point. Shyshark is so polite. That is also a really good point. Because it is so inoffensive. Yeah. Actually, speaking of awareness, let's take a moment to let's enjoy one more photo of a Shyshark. That is a Shyshark being very shy and rolled up into a ball. It's very cute. Let's take a moment to look at... Oh, I had it. Nope, that's not it. The conservation status of this the puff-adder Shyshark. We're going to also look at the Natal Shyshark as well. Because this is a good point, Howard. This is as adorable as it is, this is a species that does need help. And we do need to check out why they need help, what is really going on in their world. So I guess I'll have to go into IUCN directly to query, because IUCN is not friends with Google, I guess. I don't know why it's hard to search for this, but Haploblepharus. I love this name, by the way, Haploblepharus. That is actually a lot of fun to say, because it's like you're barfing it, Haploblepharus. So I just think it's really funny. This entire shark is this is something else. Like the name, both names, the English name, the Latin name. It's quite. This is a story. This is a legend of a shark. So the Happy Eddy, Haploblepharus edwardsii, also known as the puff-adder Shyshark. This species is endangered. It is endemic to South Africa. And let's see what's going on in terms of this species assessment, and then we'll check out the Natal Shyshark's species assessment as well. Natal Shyshark is vulnerable, but let's check this out. So, the Happy Eddy Haploblepharus edwardsii is a small cat shark endemic to South Africa in the Southeast Atlantic and West Indian Oceans, occurring in the Langebaan Lagoon. Apologies if I got that wrong. Western Cape to Algoa Bay, Eastern Cape. The species inhabits rocky reefs, kelp forests, sandy substrates, and the upper continental shelf to depths of 288 meters. Little is known of its biology. The Happy Eddy is bycatch in a range of fisheries, including beach seine, gillnet, trawl, recreational and commercial line, rock lobster, and demersal shark longline. Trend analysis of research trawl data in South African commercially fished areas and of angular surveys in the De Hoop Marine Protected Area estimated population reductions of 88 to 97% over 3 generation lengths, or 60 years, with the highest probability of greater than 80% reduction over 3 generation lengths. The reduction in research trawls is partly driven by the steep decline in catches during the early 1990s, when fishing pressure in South Africa was substantially higher. Climate change likely contributed to a range shift away from the research trawl grounds that may account for some of the estimated population reduction, but that also likely represents a loss of habitat for the Happy Eddy. Balancing these factors, it is suspected that the Happy Eddy has undergone population reduction of 50 to 79% over the past 3 generation lengths, 60 years, and it is assessed as endangered. Okay. That is actually extremely sad. So as far as endangered species, and I don't think tonight is probably a good night to go into it, but on a future stream we'll because it's really complicated, and I think it should be saved on a future stream. But so the IUCN Red List justifies endangered species on a lot of different kinds of criteria. So I think I forget which stream that we ran into the term generation lengths. I forget exactly which one that we ran into that term before, but that is one way to classify species as endangered in terms of what is the amount of population reduction during. I mean, generation length is the how do I say this? I mean, it's each generation of shark. Just a successfully completed reproductive cycle, and I guess I assume that the 3 generation lengths, how much population reduction in 3 generation lengths, is the standard for IUCN Red List. We do have to check that on probably a different stream because I don't know if the Shyshark is a good one to go into that tonight, but like. But it's basically measuring like you have to have a baseline of like what's a good baseline for if a species has impact, like how long will it take for it to recover, or like what's a good baseline to kind of see like kind of rule out anomalies and see that like, hey, we are really over harvesting the species in this specific timeline. This is like, it's a way to measure impact. So I'm really butchering the explanation on this, but like I think if you look at 3 generation lengths, you're going to get more information than if you looked at 2 or 1. And also, like, you don't need to look at 4 or 5 to get the basic information of like, where is the species going. So I think that's kind of one of the ways IUCN Red List can assess a species as endangered. And basically, like an assessment is very complicated, where it can be, how much have we reduced the population, how much habitat has been lost, was there a weird anomaly, like what is the current population size now, like if there's like 20 individuals like the vaquita, it doesn't matter how many generation lengths, it's been reduced because there's only like 20 individuals left, so that's clearly critically endangered. There's a lot of different factors that IUCN Red List goes into, and most conservation organizations go into as far as like assessing whether or not something, like how bad the situation is. So I kind of went on a tangent, but generation length is one of many metrics that IUCN Red List uses to assess whether or not a species is endangered. So that was a really weird tangent that I kind of went on. I hope that kind of made sense. But habitat decline, I'm just looking at the comments too. So yeah, habitat decline. It is interesting too that upper continental slope to a depth of 288 meters. So that's just into the twilight zone, but most of the sharks, the shark is spending most of its time in like the sunlit zone on continental shelf waters, or I guess upper continental slope. But again, this is an area that is, there's a lot of human impact, right? For like hammerheads, like in my critically endangered shark video, one of the reasons why a lot of the smaller hammerheads are endangered is they don't have refuge at depth. They can't escape certain human fishing pressures or human impact pressures, and it looks like this species is kind of maybe in a similar situation. I think this is a larger depth range than the hammerheads, but yeah, it looks like to your point, Howard, it's habitat decline. Let's look at the Natal Shyshark and see why it's vulnerable and see if there's overlap in terms of what's affecting it. And what's interesting is this is also a South African endemic species. So let's take a look at this. Here we go. And I need a drink of water because I just kind of said a lot. Hold on. Mm-hmm. All right. The Natal Shyshark, Haploblepharus oh my gosh, thought I had it. Haploblepharus kistnasamyi. Kistnasamyi. Okay. Haploblepharus kistnasamyi is a small demersal cat shark that inhabits inshore rocky and coral reefs and sandy areas from an intertidal to a depth of 30 meters. That is extremely small, actually. That is a really small habitat. It is endemic to South Africa and the Southeast Atlantic and the Western Indian Oceans and ranges along 1,000 kilometers of coastline, where it's known from 5 locations with an estimated area of occupancy, AOO, I've never heard of that term actually, of 2,000 kilometers. Its range overlaps with trawl and line fisheries, and a lack of recent records despite surveys leads to inference of a continuing decline in the number of mature individuals. The Natal Shyshark is therefore assessed as vulnerable. The previous assessment of critically endangered, published in 2009, miscalculated the species' extent of occurrence, EOO. This reassessment to vulnerable represents a non-genuine change in status based on new information and the fact that incorrect data were used previously. This is really interesting. This actually is probably one of the most interesting assessments I've ever seen from IUCN Red List, and I really appreciate the transparency in terms of basically saying that, the original assessment was not correct, and with new information, we've corrected it, but be cautious. Like, this may not be truly vulnerable. It actually might be worse than that, but based on what data points that we have, we can't really technically go further. So this is really interesting. That's actually really fascinating. I think, Howard, you mentioned at the top of the stream critically endangered status as well for Natal Shyshark. So this might be what you're referencing, and it looks like this was a recent change. I know there was a lot of shark reassessments right before and during the pandemic. There was a lot of shark reassessments. So I wonder if this was if this is assessed in 2018, you're published 2019, maybe it's like the very beginning of that. There was a giant wave of reassessments. Like a lot of sharks that I grew up with and had a certain understanding in terms of their conservation got completely changed. But this is really interesting. Let's see. Yeah, I just saw your comment. Oh, that's excellent. I thought they were critical. Yeah, they might still. I think this is a cautious vulnerable. I hope they're truly not critically endangered. Based on this, I'm gonna assume they might be sort of in this range. Actually, based on this data and based on that the Puff-adder Shyshark or Happy Eddy is endangered, I personally think the Natal Shyshark might be closer to this area. That's going to be my hunch, but officially it's vulnerable. But I think based on the idea that represents a non-genuine change in status, I think it probably is a little bit. It's faring maybe a little bit worse, but fingers crossed. Hopefully, with more research on the species, we've got to figure out when this was described. By the way, with more research on the species, we can 2006. Look at that. We can maybe get a better understanding of how it's doing. So. The Natal Shyshark was described in 2006. That is, 18 years ago? Is that really... How long ago was that? So it's a fairly recent species. 2023... 17 years. I can almost do math. So, I can almost do mental math. Alright. That was close. Let's see what else we could see about the Natal Shyshark. That's amazing. That's been known only from 5 locations. So 5 records. So maybe, so it looks like, I don't know if this is all the one individual. These were all taken by, oh, this is interesting. These were all taken in 2006 by Human and Campagno. And Human and Campagno described the species in 2006. So this might be, is this the type species? Like the official species, the official specimen. I don't know. Can I get a bigger photo? I can get a bigger photo. This is still pretty grainy, but also Campagno. This is the famous, glorious Campagno who wrote Sharks of the World. So this is actually really cool that he was one of the co-authors, or I don't know what the term is. Like if you're a co-author or co-discoverer of the species, this is really interesting. But it's actually really cool that this is something that he found. That's actually extremely cool. So. This is actually a nicer. That's better. I don't know. It's actually a nicer resolution on this shark. So this might be. I'm curious if this is the type specimen used to, and like the first official recorded specimen, like the first officially recorded specimen is in like research or science has identified it as like this is a new species. This is actually not, because this is, I mean, this has probably been caught before, but it probably has taken time for people to realize, wait a minute, this actually is a distinct species from the puff adder shyshark. So 2006 might be the very beginning of that. So it's really interesting. Let's see what else we've got on Natal Shysharks. This mind blowing. It's just found, or it's been only seen in only caught in 5 locations so far, as far as official records. So. If they are critical, I am MAD. I appreciate that, Roy. Same here. I hope they're not. I don't think they are, personally. I think, like, my gut is like, I don't think they are in truth critically endangered, but I'm gonna go with, again, I think I'll trust IUCN rather than saying it's vulnerable, but I think my gut is saying it's probably going to be closer to endangered because it's so similar to the puff adder shyshark, and the puff adder shyshark is endangered. So, excellent author, yes, for sure. Campagno is a fantastic author. Maybe, possibly, arguably, I would say, I think it's fair to say he's a pillar in shark. What's the word? In shark publication. I would say Campagno is definitely a pillar in that, as far as making it widely known, like here's the list of species that we have, making it applicable to the public, in the sense that, like, being a co-author for Sharks of the World, which is the absolute best. It is the best introduction, or not, it's not even an introduction, it's like the best, like, if you love sharks, you really probably need that book. Like it's the best collection of, like, standardized information on every shark species that we know so far. Like it is honestly a must-have. I would say if you're really passionate about sharks, like, that work is really important. So, and it also has, like, a nice quick guide for just different aspects of shark biology and shark paleontology. So it's a fantastic book. I'm actually kind of curious, just as a quick shout out. Sorry. Oh, this is cool. Okay. There's so many different editions. So this one with the tiger shark is the newest. This is the most up to date. This pocket guide is new, actually. I don't remember seeing this. So that's like almost like the first one, and then the one with the tiger shark is like the most recent version of it, and it's pretty awesome. So there's one more, like one little pocket guide this one is super cool. This is a nice watered down version of the original guide, the little pocket guide from 2015. So quick shout out to Campagno et al. There's multiple authors for Sharks of the World. So Leonard Campagno, Mark Dando, and Sarah Fowler. I think in the newest edition, you have more research. You have David A. Ebert, another big name, Mark Dando, and Sarah Fowler again. Campagno is not in this one, but this is basically connected to the original work by co-authored by Campagno. So it's super cool. Just wanted to take time to do that shout out. Let's see. Population notes on the Natal Shyshark. The species is known to be extremely rare. Although previously it was caught in research trawl surveys by the South African Department of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries, DAF, it has not been caught recently. Only one specimen has been seen during Oceanographic Research Institute annual surveys in the Pondoland Marine Protected Area over a 10-year period between 2006 and 2016. That's a little scary. The former presence of the species in historical surveys and lack thereof in research surveys, combined with fisher interviews that indicate no sign of the species, leads to inferred continuing decline in mature individuals of the Natal Shyshark. That's honestly really scary and sad. Oh man. Habitat in ecology in detail. The Natal Shyshark inhabits inshore rocky and coral reef areas and sandy areas with a depth range to 30 meters. Threats in detail. The Natal Shyshark is captured in demersal trawl and recreational and commercial line fisheries. Although not retained in trawl fisheries, catsharks are frequently not alive when discarded due to injuries from fishing gear or neglect on deck. The commercial and recreational line fisheries, where the Natal Shyshark has been documented, have been assessed as unsustainable. The inshore habitat of the species may be subject to degradation from coastal development activities, so coastal development and fishing, and mostly trawl fishing. So that's really sad. We don't have any conservation in action? No plans in action? Let's see. No, we do. Okay, the Natal Shyshark is protected in South Africa. Catching, possession, or harassment of this species is not legal without a valid exemption permit. Further research is needed on distribution, life history, population size and trend, and threats. Population and habitat monitoring should be prioritized. So, as far as for any current viewers or future viewers, a good shark to study, this is a good one. And I would say the same for the Happy Eddy or puff adder shyshark. Natal shyshark is not a well-known species, and it could definitely use some attention and some research. So this is a really good one to cover. So I wonder. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like I think sometimes people can be in the mindset that, oh, we've discovered everything and we've filled in all the blanks and stuff, and like clearly we haven't. I mean, there's so much, and especially with sharks, as big and charismatic as sharks are in pop culture and just like Shark Week and stuff, there's still an enormous amount to learn. So it's still a frontier in science. There's still a lot to learn. So it's a worthwhile pursuit. We need research. So let's see what Fishbase has to say. I'm just catching up on the comments. So let's see. That and the anatomically correct artwork is what sold it for me. Yes, for Sharks of the World. Sharks of the World is an amazing book. I mean, I completely agree. I also love that Sharks of the World has, and I just saw your comment, Royal Roy, so I totally agree. I love that Sharks of the World has both the full color plates and then the black and white outlines, so that you can get the artistry and like an idea of the movement of the shark in the color plates in terms of like this is what it looks like in life. But for precise identification, if you want to see like the proportion of the fins and where they are in position in the body, the black and white figures for each species are essential. They're fantastic. They help illustrate the nuances between like really similar looking shark species. So that book is awesome guide. So let's see if there's anything that Fishbase has to say. The vulnerable status was from 2018. It's kind of cool. It's very refreshing. There's so many different kinds of sources. A lot of these I don't know. Some of these I know, like Catalog of Fishes, Discover Life. But these are kind of, it's kind of cool seeing these are kind of, I feel like they're kind of buried in the internet, and it's actually really cool that there's a lot out there, but you have to put some effort in it in order to find it. So it's very interesting. Sharkreferences.com. Let's see what they might have. Basically nothing. Yeah, it's a rare species. Interesting. Research from sharkreferences.com. Is there anything? We got the original ICO red list. We already checked out Chen and Kachino, the cool phylogeny, like that cool wheel. assessment and conservation status of chondrichthyans. I'm kind of curious what this might be. It's also 10:30, so I might start thinking about kind of wrapping up in a little bit. But while I'm just kind of while we're gonna take a look at this research, if you guys have ideas for next week in terms of what shark we should cover, please leave a comment in the chat. So, Sharks of the Order Cochorhiniformes is fantastic. Oh, interesting. Is this a different book, Howard? Let me see this. Sharks of the Order Cochorhiniformes. Book. Is this? Oh. Oh, this is also from Compagno. This is interesting. Let's check this out. That's interesting. Can we... Did Amazon take away the whole look inside thing? Because I feel like there's a lot of books that I've been very interested in lately, and you used to be able to look inside, and you can't look inside anymore. So, it might have taken away. That's nothing. Okay. I mean, he's amazing, so I don't doubt that book is amazing. But that's really cool. I have to check that out. I've actually never seen that book. There's another one that's actually really cool. I forget what it's called, but Sharks in North America. That's what it is. I don't own this book, and I really should actually. I should get a copy of this. Oh, there you go. There's a look inside. Let's take a look at this. But Jose Castro's Sharks of North America is pretty good. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of information in it, and it is, I would say, I mean, it's more regionally specialized, but it has, I would say, it's more robust on each species than Sharks of the World, because Sharks of the World is a fantastic catalog, but each species has a smaller profile. In Sharks of North America, this is each species is given more attention in terms of like how last time I checked, like how it uses the habitat in this part of the world. So let's see. Let's just go ahead. This is introduction stuff. Introduction. Oh, actually, wait. Hold on. Was this a dichotomous key? Oh, cool. Really? Oh, wait. Oh, this is cool. Oh, this is nice. Okay, sorry. I went too fast. Okay, this is actually really cool. Okay, so streams ago, many streams ago, we did talk about dichotomous keys, and I couldn't find a really good example. And this is actually a really good example for sharks. So a dichotomous key is you take a look at, like you have a shark, say you're holding a shark species, and you want to classify it. You have to run it through these multiple questions where there's only two options. You have to pick the best option for the species. So, for example, does my shark have a snout elongated in a flat solid blade, or is it without a blade? So, say I'm holding like one of our catsharks or our Shysharks. I'm like, nope, it doesn't have this thing. So it's like, okay, snout without a blade. Go to option 2. I go to option 2. Is the body flat or is it not flat? It's not flat. Go to option 3. Go to option 3. Does it have 5 gills? Go to option 5, and so on and so forth. And what's really cool about dichotomous keys is they can get pretty specific. You know, once you like break down the big details, they start to break down the little details, and then they assign the species identification to you. So it's really cool, and I believe this book does this, is that it will, from the introduction, go to the family, like for example, thresher sharks, Alopiidae, and then you go to the family section to further classify the species and go through another dichotomous key that's specific to the family. So for thresher sharks, there's 3 different species. There's the common thresher, the pelagic thresher, and the big eye thresher, and the dichotomous key there will break it down for you. So it's super cool. This is a good example of dichotomous key. I just wanted to point that out. But yeah, here we go. Species account. So Sharks North America is awesome, and see how much information it has on each of these species. Like this whole breakdown. This book is extremely cool. Yeah, it's a really nice profile. That was a beefy section of 4 pages just on the frill shark. You know, so each species has a similar kind of treatment. There we go. Sharp-nosed. Oh, these are cool. Sharp-nosed seven-bill sharks are cool. But each species has like a similar treatment. So I definitely recommend it. I don't have this one yet, and I really need to get it because it's really cool. But I definitely recommend Sharks of the World by Castro. Sorry. This is Sharks North America by Castro. It's really cool. So let's see. Having that one is great. Oh, you have that one. It's great. Yes, awesome. Man, like I'm. Yeah, like it's really cool. Academic level. Honestly, Roy. I mean, like everybody here, like we're all big shark fans. So like I think it's worthwhile. Like no matter what. Like anybody on the stream could totally get something out of any of the books that we're taking a look at. So it's pretty cool. So. But Howard, glad to hear that you have that one. It's a good read. So let's check out assessment and conservation of status conjunctions, underestimation of the pollution threat. We'll go through the abstract, and then we'll see where it's talking about our Natal Shyshark, and then I might wrap it up after this. So. Cartilaginous. Oh, sorry. This is by G. Gonzalez and L. Marsili. This is I think I saw it on the top. Italian Journal of Zoology. So, and the European Zoological Journal. Interesting. Cartilaginous fish include sharks, rays, skates, sawfish, and chimeras. Their habitats range from shallow coastal waters to deep ocean floors, estuarine areas, as well as rivers and inland waters. Overfishing is considered to be the main threat to their existence, but there are many more stressors that these species face. Pollution is an issue that concerns aquatic organisms at every level, and chondrichthyans are no exception. Here we look at their IUCN Red List assessment and notice a lack of information regarding anthropogenic contamination for these species. Out of 1,124 cartilaginous fish species assessed, only 17 Selachia and 32 Batoidea species were considered to be facing a pollution threat. That's interesting. So, we don't really see this term too much, by the way, Selachia, but that is sharks. That's the official Latin term for sharks. I prefer Selachii or Selachians. I think it's a little cooler, but Selachia is the official term for sharks, and Batoidea is the official term for rays. So 32 rays and 17 sharks. In most cases, the threat was assigned not from direct ecotoxicological studies of the specimens, but because the species inhabited areas likely to be contaminated. An update on the conservation status of these species is urgently needed. Further, there is a fundamental need to study the effects of contaminants on chondrichthyans as they play a key role in aquatic ecosystems. So, wow, this is pretty interesting angle. Haploblepharus. Oh no, okay. We'll do Haploblepharus K, and it only has one mention, and I have to master technology and do Inception. And there we go, we did it. Okay. I was able to turn things, we're in the first dream level. Natal Shyshark, vulnerable, pollution threat, type unknown, unrecorded. So this is, it literally, I know they said it in the abstract, it's literally just summing up the IUCN Red List status, or notes. So, okay. I'm just going to scan through the discussion, and now I'm actually lost in terms of what dream level. Oh, here we go. We're back. We're out of the dream level. So, okay. Also, any thoughts on next week's shark? I'm trying to think of one too. Let's see, we've done quite a few Corcoraniforms. We've done one Saw Shark. I think we're good on Hexanchiforms for now. Heterodontiforms, Quatiniforms. We could maybe do a cousin. Well, let's see. I'm trying to think of a good one. You know, be kind of a good one. You know, be kind of interesting. Is a rough shark. Let me pull that up. If you guys are interested. There we go. These are kind of fascinating. These are related to dogfish. So we could do, I think, yeah, the angular rough shark is like the famous one. But as far as like sharks that look like nothing you've ever seen, like these are pretty interesting. They're swimming pyramids. They're really fascinating. So what do you guys think of this for next week? The angular rough shark. Thoughts on that? Triangle dog shark, or angel shark, rough shark is good too. Triangle dogfish. Okay, all right. We'll do rough shark next week. So awesome. So and to drill down on the species, we'll do the Oxynotus centrina. That is like the famous one. So that is there's a couple different kinds of rough sharks, but this is definitely the famous one. So we'll start with this guy, but. It also may compete next week for cutest shark. So, but anyway, I want to see if there's something I can glean from this pollution study. Also, what's really funny is like I'm definitely awake now. I was very tired at the start of the stream, and then like these are always like I love doing this with you guys, and like they're always super fun. I'm always like really like stimulated, but it's so late at night. I have to be careful. Like I can't do it for too much because I won't be able to sleep at all. But I mean that's a good kind of awake. So oh, interesting. Sorry, this is really random. This has nothing to do with our Shyshark, but I just want to point this out. This is kind of fascinating. As a majority of its pollution classes are associated with this species due to geographic range, it is not understandable why, for example, in the Glyphis assessment, there's no herbicides and pesticides pollution threat. It's just a random comment, but it's really interesting because Glyphis is a river shark. That is almost, I think they're exclusively freshwater. And a river is a highly impacted habitat or system that, it's maximum human activity, minimum opportunities to escape that kind of activity. It's just an interesting comment. It just kind of caught my eye. So, In conclusion, this review aimed to highlight the lack of information regarding pollution in cartilaginous fish. Herein we demonstrate a need for update the conservation status of chondrichthyes in the IUCN. Contamination is one of the primary stress factors in most marine organisms. It has already been demonstrated to be a substantial threat to cetaceans, seabirds, and sea turtles. However, only a few papers exist on chondrichthyans regarding the effect of pollution, so that would be a really good point of future research. Speaking of which, I do have a friend. She does marine plastics, and I really want her to be on the stream, and I should reach out to her because I think her undergraduate was sharks. In South Carolina, and I believe her graduate studies are on marine plastics and in relation to pollution study. So I will try to do something to do what we did with Connor a couple I guess months ago, and have a guest about her. That would be really cool. So Yeah, there are several environmental contaminants, most of which are still unknown, and others are produced accidentally. Many are highly persistent and bioaccumulative. Sharks being at the top of the food chain, they are eating everything. Like, they are eating items below them, which in turn eats everything below it, and so on and so forth. And so, if you have contaminated zooplankton or contaminated herring, it's gonna bioaccumulate to the very top level. So that's also, this is really random, but this is also why you really shouldn't. I know few people in America eat sharks. Very few people in America ever do that. But one of the reasons why you shouldn't do that is that shark meat can have a really high concentration of mercury. It can be actually very dangerous, so you got to be really careful. You also shouldn't do that because it's a shark and sharks are special. But as far as shark meat goes, it's the top of the food chain, and it's going to have everything in the system, in its system, and I think it's the same for a lot of top level fishes. There's concern about you really got to be careful how much you consume, because they're proportionally there's a higher amount of things like mercury, or I think is it trimethyl mercury or trimethyl. There's something. There's some, I forget the name of it, but there's a couple different chemicals that are bioaccumulate in top level predators in the marine world. So hence chondrichthyes, which are likely at the top of the food chain, the most at risk. In addition, the number of cartilaginous fish is declining worldwide as they're accidentally threatened by factors such as overfishing, bycatch, target fisheries, and illegal trading. Moreover, given that some sharks and rays are also consumed by humans, it is risky to commercialize products that may be contaminated and lead to undesirable side effects. In addition, for this latter reason, it is fundamental to evaluate pollutant concentrations in edible tissues, both for chondrichthyes, conservation, and maintenance of human health. There's a couple studies in Florida, or that have been conducted in Florida regarding this specifically. I'm sure there's many around the world, but I know Florida in particular has studied this. So I kind of went on a tangent, but
YouTube Music is a music app made by you.
3 a.m. energy is kicking in. I saw that comment. Yep, for sure, Roy. It is. I'm definitely I'm feeling it. So. River sharks are strange. I'd like to see an episode of shows. Yes, we should do. Let's do the rough shark next week, and then let's. This is a weird way to phrase it, but let's book the river shark the week after. Let's do that. Let's do rough shark and then river shark, because it's it's a long time coming. I know. I've really been meaning to make a new critically endangered sharks video on river sharks specifically. They're a fascinating group that don't get a lot of attention, so let's definitely do that. We'll definitely do that. So not next week, but the week after, we'll have river sharks. And we'll probably start with Glyphis. Glyphis, I think that's the most famous species. It's the only species I think that you can actually get footage of on YouTube. So we'll check that out. But I wouldn't eat something that already eats a ton of other things that might contaminate it. For sure, yeah. I mean, that's a smart way to play. It's just there's a lot of reasons why one shouldn't really, or should try to strive to maybe not have seafood. And that's complicated, but for top predators, top marine predators, contamination is something that's important to keep in mind. So we should end on a happier note, because I know with these sharks, it is sad to see that both species are facing some kind of pressure in the form of what's the word? Habitat, or sorry, fishing, trawling, and then also habitat loss. But I think it's important just to end on a nice note. Just in terms of there's areas of research, there's still frontiers for shark research, so future scientists can make a difference and provide much needed research to help with the conservation of these species. And I think to kind of end on a happy note, I wonder if we can maybe figure out why these sharks are named their silly English names. Like, why is Haploblepharus called a Happy Eddie? Let's see if we can figure this out. Save Our Seas Foundation has a theory. Oh, that's a nice. Is this? Oh, this is a stylized illustration. It's cool. Okay. Behavior. It's a cool website. Oh my gosh! Look at that photo. Oh my gosh! What is this website? Save Our Seas Foundation. Puff-adder Shyshark. This is a cool little profile. So. And beautiful photos. These are really, really beautiful. Hello, cookies. Yum, yum, yum. That is a really great shot. Cute shark. Ooh. You know what? That. I mean, this might be a puff-adder Shyshark, but that actually looks similar to this photo of the Natal Shyshark. That's actually kind of interesting. Like the darker coloration. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Let's check Sharks of the World. We've been talking about it so much. Let's just check it really quick to see what distinguishes these species. Da, 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 da. There's so many cat sharks. It's actually really fun. It's really hard to find a place. Here we go. Giving me a good indication of like, why is this shark different from, why is the Natal Shyshark different from the other one? Oh, here we go. The nickname Happy Eddie is because of jovial nature. It's a play in their Latin name, Haploblepharus advors. Oh, I got you. Okay, so this is called a Happy Eddie because when you read this, Haploblepharus advorsii, that's really silly. It's, I guess, if, wait, what? Hold on. That's extremely silly, really? It's called Happy Eddie, because if you look at Haploblepharus advorsii, you just say Happy Eddie, you just shorten it to Happy Eddie, you obliterate all these other consonants and vowels, and you just say Happy Eddie. Is that really it? Like, I don't know. Really? Really? Because that's like, basically this line of thinking is like, if I looked at Carcharodon carcharias, I would be like, Carky-cark, like is the common name for it. Is that, this is interesting. I don't know if I buy that. What do you guys think? Sounds good. Drunken fisherman. We need something else. Kill illustration. Oh my gosh, yeah. So I was just catching up on the comments. Puff-adder Shysharks can glow in the dark. They have the ability to emit their own light, known as biofluorescence. This is not the same. Okay, this is kind of tricky. This might be. Might have to save this for another day. Biofluorescence is not the same as bioluminescence. Biofluorescence is if you expose it to different kinds of light, like ultraviolet light, right? It will glow, but it's not the same as bioluminescence. It's interesting. Okay. I'm gonna try one more thing in terms of like why this is called Happy Eddie. Oh, I just lazy science. Yeah, drunken fisherman might be why it's called Happy Eddie. Lazy science might be why it's called Happy Eddie. That's wild. That is wild if it's like if somebody, maybe it's both. Maybe it's a drunk scientist saying like Haploblepharus awards guy, Happy Eddie. That'd be wild if that's really what it is. But this is the thing. Like, I don't know if I really buy it because it's like Haploblepharus fuscus is plain happy. And I know there's some sharks called Isaacs, you know, like, and then what was the other one? It was like Chappie Charlie? Why are South Africa, because I think this is a South Africa thing. Why do, I do think this is, why do South African sharks have names Eddie? We'll do that. I promise I'll go to bed after this, but oh. Happy Eddie, from the scientific name Haploblepharus aworzii, is used by academics for this shark and was recently introduced to the public as an easily remembered alternative to the ambiguous vernacular Shyshark and donut. That's hilarious. Which can apply to several different species and have confounded research efforts. Gotcha. Let's check that source. I'm actually really curious about this. So this was potentially an inside joke amongst scientists that now became public. That'd be amazing if that's the thing. That would make me happy if that was the thing. Because that's kind of cool, actually, in a goofy way. And it looks like this is something you have to pay for. Or I can click on Dewey. Nope. Is this something I have to pay for? I won't stream it. Nope. Yeah. Okay. I can't stream something that's like, you know, paid. It's the same thing as like I really can't. You can't publicly show movies, that kind of thing. Like, you can't do that. So, shoot. I like that explanation more, though, that it's probably related to, I like that inside joke thing. That's actually pretty interesting. African Shark Eco Charters. We'll try this, and then we'll probably have to do, you know what, since it is getting kind of late, maybe we should all do, this is going to sound terrible, but like maybe if we're all interested, maybe we should all, as opposed to an art contest, it's a homework contest. I don't know, like, why is this called Happy Eddie? You know, if I don't know, like I it doesn't sound as fun as a shark artwork, but it'll be really cool if next week when we do our next stream, if we kind of like reconvene on this with follow-up in terms of like if any one of us can figure out, I'll try to figure out my end too, like why this is called Happy Eddie, because like that would be really interesting, just to kind of get a firm idea of like what like why was his name this. So, oh my gosh. I mean, Shysharks are already glowing personality-wise. Oh, you know, I like that, Roy. I like that. Happy Chappy. Yep. That's why I think Latin. That's why I like Latin names. No guesswork, for sure. Same here. I totally agree, Howard. The scientific names is exactly why they were designed. Just because it's like every culture. We saw that the taupe shark last week. Every culture has such different interpretation of like what this shark could be. So. Or like what, or a different interpretation of like what the species is called, and it leads to it actually is a huge issue in terms of leading to confusion. So super cool, like that, like we have. I'm really glad we have this system for conservation as far as the scientific names go. So what's cool is that the FAO, the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, does have standardized English names. and Sharks of the World uses the standardized English names. Every stream that we do, I'm using the standardized English names. So the standardized English name is the Natal Shyshark for this particular species. Yeah, I mean, there's some kind of organization, but it's nowhere near the Latin names. So, but anyway, let's go back. I want to end on the shot. Love this artwork. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us, or like sharing this time together and going over the Natal Shyshark and Shysharks in general. It was a fun stream. Like, it was unexpectedly, there was a lot to chew on. Because this is a mysterious species and there's not a lot of information, and yet we got to cover a lot, so it was really, really cool. But next week we're going to go over the angular rough shark, a really interesting deep water species with a wild body plan, and we're going to do some cool deep sea themes with that. But I hope you guys have a really good rest of your week, and again, thank you so much for watching. It's awesome to do this with you guys. If you have any updates on the any of the South African shark names, the Happy Chappy, the Happy Eddie, the something Isaac. I know there's an IZAK. There's a weird Isaac shark in South Africa. I forget off the top of my head what it is. But if you have any updates on those names, feel free to bring them to next week's stream, or you can send an email through the Dr. Jaws forum. But thanks so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great week. So have a good night, guys. Thanks, Roy. Have a good night too, man. Take care, guys. Bye.